Hi there, it's Grandma Laurie. Today's story is the Hamster Rescue Squad. What's wrong with Malcolm? I'm hungry, said Fluffy, the youngest member of the Hamster Rescue Squad. The team was relaxing in their living room before they had to start their next case. You're always hungry, said Whiskers, the smart one. Squeak, the leader, stood up. Let's go see what we can snag from the kitchen. But Malcolm is out there, stammered Fluffy. He was very afraid of Malcolm the Menace and his murder mittens. Don't worry, Fluff, said Whiskers. We can get around him. The squad put on their rescue gear since it was harder for Malcolm to catch them in their gear and headed upstairs. They snuck up into the kitchen and stopped suddenly. Wait, said Squeak. Malcolm's just over there. Malcolm was sitting with his back to them. He could usually hear them as they moved around the house, but he seemed to be ignoring them. What's wrong with Malcolm? Asked Whiskers. Just then, Malcolm started scratching his ear. He shook his head. He scratched again. Then the head shaking started in earnest. The squad snuck around behind him, and he didn't even move. Do you think he's gone deaf? Asked Fluffy. I doubt it. If he had, Auntie Laurie would have taken him to the doctor, Squeak replied. Whiskers jumped up on the kitchen chair. Let's get going while the getting's good. He waved the others up. Fluffy and Squeak jumped onto the chair, and the three made their way to the table. It was a feast! The table was covered in all kinds of fruit, cherries, apples, grapes, and the boys' favorite, kumquats. Squeak looked down at Malcolm again. He was still messing with his ears. I guess he's not such a menace today, Whiskers said, coming up behind Squeak. We still need to be careful, was Squeak's reply. The boys picked up their fruit and ran for it. They jumped down onto the chair, then to the floor, being careful not to catch Malcolm's attention. Malcolm smelled something, almost. Even his sense of smell was off. What is the matter with me? I can't hear and I can't smell. What's a cat to do? The Hamster Rescue Squad made it down to their headquarters with their fruit, quite unscathed. The boys cleaned up and gathered in the living room to enjoy tea and fruit. I wonder what's wrong with Malcolm, said Squeak. Who cares, said Fluffy. He can't hear us and didn't seem to know we were even in the kitchen. That's good for us, isn't it? Whiskers shook his head. We never want to wish another creature harm, even if it's Malcolm the Menace. That's right, Squeak said. I hope Auntie Laurie figures out what's going on. This has been Grandma Laurie. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this story. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and share so I can continue bringing you great stories. Good night.